all right. Come on, lady. Let's get this conversation started.
Let's go. I'm waiting on you, Mr.
Ladies'
Technical
night.
Man.
Ladies' night in conversation. Let's get this conversation started. Uh, Lady A, and I apologize. I will mess up on your night.
It's all
I
good. It's all good.
apologize.
It's all good. It's all good.
So don't beat me up. So hey, here's the thing, Lady A. There's 3 points you want to cover tonight. Right?
Let's roll.
What would be your perfect date? What would be the perfect date?
My perfect dates are the ones that are well thought, like little tiny thoughts. I don't have to go to a restaurant. I don't have to go to clubs. Man, plan a picnic, put a blanket in the backyard, have some tiki torches, have some food. If you don't have a backyard, make a picnic in the living room, have some candles, have some food. Just think a little bit,
Right,
but you don't have to go extravagant because things that are more memorable
right,
are the things that actually take you to think outside of your box a little bit. I mean, anybody can take anyone to a restaurant, but do you really want to have like nice conversation in a loud restaurant? Not really.
right, right.
Um, that's like that's perfect for me.
Perfect. Most men, what they probably would do as far as a perfect date, especially a first date, they want to go all out. And my question to some women out there is that what you're looking for? I know you got some materialistic people out there, right? But for a simple person that, just the simple things and the little things that matters. But when a man is thinking, okay, I'm trying to press this woman, and I say I want to take you to, I say, to a park and just sit under a tree and or sit under a tree with picnic tables, is that too little for you to be thinking that way?
Mm-mm.
Or are you looking for the big thing? I want dinner. I want a steak dinner. I want some wine after that, and I want this and I want that, and then you go home.
No, I mean, you could actually just take me to a park by a lake somewhere. Hell, you can have a bottle of wine in a cooler and a couple of
Um,
glasses, and you can sip wine and just sit out by the lake and talk. That's like perfect because you
right,
can hear each other. Extravagant, I don't need because if you take me extravagant the first time, then you're trying to be somebody that you're not because you're not always going to do that type of scenario. So just keep it simple.
keep it simple. That's a good
Keep it
point. That's a
simple.
good point. Just trying to be yourself. Hey, thank you, ladies, and thank you, gentlemen, for coming in tonight. Please remember,
Hello.
yes, indeed. Please remember to share, like, and subscribe to the channels. We appreciate you coming in each and every week. We got two more other points here, but we want to see those comments coming in. They're starting to come in. See 3 people coming in back in. So thank you again. So, Lady A, second point. What would you rather start? Would you rather start a romantic relationship with someone knowing it would eventually end, or never be in a romantic relationship at all? I mean,
Okay. So speaking on past experience, I have done the first
uh,
multiple times.
uh,
So now the point that I'm in, I'd rather not be in a relationship at all. Like if I see that eventually it's going to end, I'd
uh,
rather just not do it. Like I don't have the energy anymore to do it full force and someone else isn't doing it full force or whatever and it stopped. I would rather just be by myself. That's where I'm at right now.
so when I was looking at the question, I was not like, being in a romantic relationship, uh, even though it's going to probably eventually end. Do you think you look at it as settling? I guess at the moment,
I don't know, but we can break off of this in some other ways. Now, if y'all have, okay, let's just keep it real. If
right,
y'all have conversations in the beginning that you're just going to be some bumping buddies and you know that you're just going to be bumping buddies and you come to that agreement and that's what you want to do until you decide not to, cool. You
right,
had the conversation up front. You know that that's all it is.
right,
If you're talking about relationships and you're dating and you're at one point and because girls could be at one point and the dudes aren't there yet, but they're trying to meet you at your point and they're telling you that they're there with you and all this stuff, but they're really not, or vice versa. Like, keep it 100 and
mm,
let somebody decide whether they want to stay or whether they want to leave. So if
mm,
a girl is to a point to where she's expecting more and he's telling you that he's right there with you, but he's really not, just be honest and let
mm,
her decide whether she wants to stay to see if you'll catch up or if she wants to say, okay, well, never mind, because you might not ever get there,
right, right.
or vice versa. Man, I'm too old to be playing games. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Feel you on that. I feel you on that. You know, it's one of those things like, and at a point at my age right now, it's like I don't want to waste my time. You know, anymore.
Hmm.
As far as relationship, if I know it's not going to be there, and it's not nothing's coming out of it, I'm not wasting my time. And you know, and as far as a woman's point of view, you know, I don't know if it's most women don't settle. I'm just I don't know. I want to hear from the women, but I know I probably understand that most women won't settle. But most men will waste your time. So if you know you're getting into a relationship that's not going to be about nothing, you know it's eventually going to end. Why waste your time? Why waste your time? Why not be honest up front and tell the man, hey, this is not what I'm looking for. Like you're saying, lady, this is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something serious. If you're looking to play games with him, you really looking to go back and forth now, okay, that's cool. But the conversation needs to be upfront, I think, as far as what the intentions of this relationship is going to be like. So I don't know.
But
That's why I was just
then sometimes you can have those conversations, and a year in, you're way up here and they're like down here. And
mhm,
so what they're talking about doesn't match up to what's going on. So then at that point, you sit and you think about everything going on and you may remove yourself. Like that's where I just came from. Like, okay, well, we talked about this. Now we're here and here. Okay, well, I'm not willing to do that anymore. You know
mhm.
what I mean? Like, I honestly
Whoa,
believe that I deserve better than that. So
right,
I'm going to remove myself so I can find better than that.
right. So you saying basically you growing out of the relationship. That's what it sounds
Right.
like. You eventually grow out of a relationship. That's clear. That's clear. I like that. I mean, you know, I understand that. I understand what you're saying. Is that you know, are we looking for? In the meantime, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to find something that's probably going to fit my needs in the future. But right now, I'm going to deal with you and settle with you because I know this is not going anywhere. You just here temporarily because I actually got one foot in the door and one foot out the door. So um, yeah, so I see what you're saying. You know, it's we eventually will grow out of. My thing is, yeah, you eventually will grow out of it, but I want to eventually grow out of it right at the beginning.
Right. But then, like in some cases at the beginning, you don't know because you're listening to what you're being fed. And if you're
Mhm.
being fed stuff that matches what you want, how do you know until you start seeing a change in pattern?
You hear that, men? I see
You know what
Jeff
I'm
over here.
saying? Like you're spitting the same game that she's telling you that she wants. So until your actions don't match up with the words that are coming out of your mouth,
Mhm.
she doesn't know that you're really not in that spot.
Right.
And then you could be telling her the truth all along, but then your fantasy in your mind is something completely different than what you're telling her. And if she's not willing to do that, she is going to leave. Period.
All right, fellas, that's from Lady A. And some of these women, they need to come in on this. But that's from Lady A. That's the point of view as far as wasting time with the woman, man. And, you know, it's just like eventually she's going to leave, knowing that, you know, if you're feeding all these lines at the beginning and you're doing all this bull coin at the, I mean, you're doing all this lovey-dovey, but it starts to fall off throughout the relationship. A woman picks up on that. Is what I'm hearing from Lady A. A woman picks up on that, and when they figure that out, hey, they figure the big picture. Hey, this person's not gonna be in my life. He's a bunch of waste of time. So let me
Well,
go
but
ahead.
then men pick up on it too. So a
Yeah.
woman could be telling a man the same thing, and he's in a different spot than she is. And eventually, what she's saying is not going to match up to what he wants. And it's the same thing. So he has to decide, okay,
Oh,
do I stay and see if she's going to catch up with what she's talking, or
right.
do I leave? I mean,
Ooh,
it can go both ways. So
they
it's
do the
just,
dirty dirt for the woman's
shoot.
side.
I mean, I'm just saying, like
Right.
girls talk mess too, just like men do. I mean, we're all human. So it's like at the end of the day, do you really want a relationship? If you do, what is that to you? What is that to the other person? What are you willing to put up with? What are you not willing to put up with? And figure it out,
Oh, shut.
because people play games all the time. It's not just men. Trust me, I know. I mean, I'm not saying that I play games. I'm just saying I know. I got a lot of girlfriends. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Oh man, that's some good stuff, lady. That's some really good stuff. Hey, thank you for
Mm.
chiming in with us. We like we say each and every week. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channels. We thank you each and every week for chiming in with me, myself, and Lady A. So, last point, Lady A, and this is kind of touching to me, but I want to hear it from my lady's point of view. But this is kind of touching to me. But do you think long-lasting relationships are a thing of the past? Because it's like, to me, relationships, like, man, it's like a year, 6 months, 2 years. I mean, unless you have two dedicated people, and I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but unless you have two dedicated people that have the understanding of the route they're trying to take together, I don't see relationships nowadays lasting long at all. What is the deal with that?
I will say this. I do, at almost 45 years old, okay, almost knocking on the door,
Mhm.
that it is out there. Have I found it in the past 4 or 5 years, 6 years? No.
Mhm.
Do I think that there are a lot of other things that have come into play in those times that could affect that? Yes. One of them we are on right now. I mean, it's the truth.
Right,
You
right.
know, you want to date someone, you get on somewhere, and I mean, this might just be me, but there are a lot of single men that are on my platform, okay?
Mhm.
But to see them talk about different things and women, and oh man, there's some beautiful women on my thing. It's like, okay, well, if you have a beautiful woman and you enter that, like, are you really fully invested, or
Mhm.
are you still off to the side looking at this pretty little thing and her picture, and this pretty little thing and her picture, and this pretty little thing and her picture, and it's making you think to yourself, huh, maybe there's somebody else out there.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Like,
So
there
you
are
think,
people there are people that watch this show that have been married for a long time. But you
mhm.
think about it, like, Veronica, how long have you guys been married? I think these people got married before social media even came about.
Great point. Great point. Great point.
And I think Veronica would probably snatch his ear off if he even breathed the word anything inappropriate, but he wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like, I just know them. But it's like, if you haven't been in a relationship a long time before everything else came about, are people even really physically able to do that? I don't know. Like, I question it every day. Like, I don't know. I could, because my social media doesn't have anything to do with my relationship.
Right, right. Hmm, interesting. Yeah, it's like, like I was saying earlier about that, it's like, man, am I getting in this, here go a year-long relationship? It's like relationships are like jobs now. You know how you used to have a job and your mom and dad used to work, say on job 30, 40 years and all that? I think relationships now are like jobs now, two-year max, and then you're moving on.
Oh, well, you're fired now. You
It's
done
like
got
it's just
old.
these,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know. I mean, I hope
It's
that
like,
it's
man,
still out there. I'm just like, how do we find it?
right. Mm.
That's the question.
Yeah, and I'm still trying to find it. Like, it's one of those things. Like, until I find that right woman, I've met some people, nice people, and I'm not talking by anybody, but it's just like that chemistry is just not there. And that's the one thing that I look for, is that chemistry. If you can keep me smiling, keep me laughing, hey, we can go wherever, we can do whatever. So until I find that lady A, I don't know. Maybe I will be in that cycle 2-year resume job description. Oh my goodness, lady, that's some good stuff, though. As far as a lady's point of view, I see some men on here, but I'm wondering if men got on here because they know a lot of ladies.
No, I mean, if they have something to say, speak up. I could be wrong. I'm just talking from my own perspective.
Right,
And I can't put all of the fault on the men, because I know all of the fault doesn't lay on the men.
right,
You know what
right.
I mean? But it's when you meet, okay, we can go back to the old days. So when you meet somebody and you tell them what you're looking for, and if they say, man, damn, she's fine, right?
Mhm.
And so in the midst of a conversation, they start feeding off of your answers to the questions that they're asking you. And then if they really look at it from a point of view to where they don't really want to be in a relationship anyway, they just don't want to put it out there. They don't want to say that they're looking for an F friend,
Mhm.
but in all actuality, that's what they're looking for. Then that's what you need to say from the get go.
Right, right, right. Yeah.
I'm just trying to look for somebody that I can go out with and tap from time to time. And
Mhm.
and that's it. That
Mhm.
way, whomever, man or woman, that you're talking to can determine whether that's something that they want to do or not. And people just are not honest enough about it.
Mhm. That is,
That's a
man.
problem.
And I'm sitting there thinking as you're talking, and that's a lot of people don't understand that little statement you just said. Just not being honest about the whole situation. That probably is going to summarize the whole topic when I get to the summary part. But just not being honest about the whole situation, and it's just one of those things that we need to start being. Because we live in a different day and time. In my personal opinion, we living in a different day and time where a lot of things when I was growing up was not okay, but you see it normally. It's like a normal thing nowadays. I'm looking at with my eyes wide open, like, wow, did that just happen? Or did they just say that?
Hmm.
It's like, man, there's no shame in the game nowadays. It's like they do whatever they want, say whatever they want. But that's another topic, as far as how free world we live in. But That's a
I
topic.
mean, you got to think about it. There's all
Yeah.
kind of sites now. When Tinder was created, from what I heard, because I never went on, Tinder
Right.
was the hookup app.
I
Like
heard
if
about
you were
that.
looking for a booty call, you went to Tinder and try to find you a booty call. Now, I mean, I'm not that desperate,
Right. Right.
but I mean, so it's like dating apps. I did it once. When I first moved here, I got on one.
Mm,
But to know if people are really honest in their profile and honest in what they're telling you, I don't even know.
right. Mm,
I mean, they could think that they're Mr. Casanova and just want to smash, and they're putting all this stuff out there and having great conversations. But then at the end of the day, you go out on a date, at the end of your first date, all they're really worried about is smashing, then your whole profile was fake and our whole conversation was fake. So there's really no reason for me to go out with you again. Like, come on.
mm. Reading between the lines, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Mm, mm. Well, Jeff, let's get some of the comments. Jeff Wilkins, he said, okay, we talk about romance, huh? It will end. Laughing out loud.
Oh, so he's not one for romance. He doesn't like to have a picnic. Okay, we got you.
He said, I guess what he's saying is, for if I'm taking the male side of point of view, is that, yeah, he's tried it and always end. Why does it always end? So I think that's coming from a male perspective. Like, yeah, we try everything, but they always end up breaking up with us. I don't know, Jeff. Is it something
Well,
we're
but
doing?
then you can no, but then we can ask this. Okay, so you're planning a romantic date and she's not really feeling the romantic date. And if she's not really feeling the romantic date, then the materialistic, and they want you to take them to the fancy restaurant and they want you to go all out. Not everybody is that way. That's the thing. Like you have to try to find people that are not totally materialistic. Some of us, some things, yes. When it comes to other things, like, I mean, you've got to think about people, think about where they come from, think about their situations. I mean, I'm a single mom with two teenagers.
Right.
Okay, we ain't going to no 5-star restaurant if I'm taking you on a date, but I'll still take you on a date. I'll
Then
come up
again,
with something in my imagination and treat you like you deserve to be treated, whether we go 5-star or whether I take you to the park and plan everything and you just meet me there, and there's like this whole setup that probably costs as much as one expensive plate at a restaurant. It's just,
it's the
I don't know.
it's the thought, right? It's the
Right.
thought. It's the thought of the whole thing. Um, Jeff said, easier said than done. Been there, done that. He sound like
Oh,
he sound like you're a little bitter. Huh? I love you, Jeff. You're my homie,
I'm
but I love you,
sorry.
man. Hey man, it is, but I'm not. You're not sitting in that boat alone, brother. You're not sitting in that boat alone. Veronica said, bitch, she said that oh, she just come in and know the whole topic. What a topic.
I told you to have your adult beverage.
Right,
I was going in tonight, baby.
right. I know you were, and hey, thank you for going in. And this is going to be part one. And we're going to have part twos and part threes on this conversation because when you're dealing with MoFam, we're always going to talk about majority relationships. And when I get Ryan back, Ryan is our behind the scene producing. He is with some great ideas, and guy's great. I'm missing him tonight.
Oh yeah, me too. Trust me.
But anyway, we adapted. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna probably post it, bits and pieces on there. He's gonna put it all, package it all up and get things right for us. So, hey, thank you, Lady A, for the comments, and you gave us that lady side point of view of the whole subject matter. So
I mean, I can only give you mine. I can't speak for the world, but I sure can speak for my 44 years of experience, honey. Okay? That's all I'm saying.
right, right. So let me summarize this whole thing just from from a lady side versus a male side, but I'm more aiming to what you said tonight that will help us as men uh, and trying to achieve a better relationship. You know, I'm going to go back to this. What Lady here said numbers of times tonight is being honest, being upfront, talk, communicate. All those factors play into whether you're going to have a long-term relationship or whether you're going to have a good relationship or whether you're just going to have a just a perfect date. All that chimes in together. If we don't bring men, I'm talking to the men, I'm not talking to the women, but men, I mean women too, but men, if we don't bring all that up front, expect the opposite when you come on these 3 points tonight, expect the opposite. We have to be honest with these women. We got to be upfront with these women and let them know this is not, I don't mind being with you, but this is not what I'm looking for right now. But if you find someone in the future, and hey, just tell me, and I move on my merry way. As far as I don't have a lot of money, I could take you to McDonald's and we can just sit at the table. You being upfront with her. They probably would love that more versus being somebody that you're not. You know what I'm saying? So let's be upfront, be honest with each other, and I think we'll have somewhat back to get into the relationships of the old. These 30, 40-year marriages, relationships, and all this. I know some relationships have been in 30, 40 years, never been married, but they're still happy.
Mhm.
So,
Okay, can I put this
go
thing
ahead.
in one more time? This is the disclaimer.
Okay.
Okay? And I'm going to say the whole word this time.
Okay.
If you are just looking for a fuck friend, do not put out there that you are looking for a relationship.
Say that one more time.
If you are only looking for a fuck friend, don't put on the persona that you're looking for a relationship. Okay,
Right.
you can continue now.
Well, that's basically what it is. You summed it up. Just be upfront. If you're not looking for nothing real, don't say you're looking for a relationship. Period. If you're not
I
looking
mean,
for
she may be open to have a little booty action. You don't know. You just have to, depends on if you're fine enough and if you make the cut. In the
right.
meantime, while she's looking for the relationship that she's looking for. But don't say you're looking for a relationship when all you're looking for is a booty call. Ain't gonna work.
You heard it from the queen. You know what I'm saying? And there was her show tonight, and we're gonna do a part 2 on this. We're gonna probably do a part 3, 4, 5, and 6 up to 100. So because we want to
I don't
bring
know if I
it.
have 100 in me. Maybe 3, 4. I don't have 100.
We want to bring relationships back and even bring me a relationship. I guess that's probably why I'm doing so much. Well, Lady A, that's it for them. That's gonna be it for tonight. Again, we apologize for the technical issues that we had tonight, but we love you out. We love you guys for chiming in, the people that came in tonight. And each week we actually just please share, like, and
Subscribe.
all right. Love, like, and subscribe to our channel. We appreciate you coming in. We'll see you next week. We have a special guest next week. We're gonna have a movie director next week. And he's got a new movie coming out on the 20th. But he's gonna be talking about his new movie next week. So until next week, peace out.
Peace.